Okay, the next 49 minutes and 50 seconds. So what's left? So we talked about the degrees, in degree, out degree. If you look at for these, at least for this example, there is not a big difference between in degree and out degree. There was, as we saw, there was only one number was changing, 18 versus 19, between, for example, for when you only think about Ankara, the node of Ankara. So 18 versus 19. So we already know, we have the feeling that out of our experiences, it is going to be not so big difference, for at least for this case. And then the next thing, what was the question? Okay. Diameters, all right. We will take a look at it later, but the next thing is clustering coefficient distribution. So that was the next thing. And the homework was asking for create clustering coefficient histograms and also compare clustering coefficient versus number of neighbors graph in cytogram, in cytoscape. No, cytogram. What was the name of this? I always forget. What is this? Cytoscape. You see, I again wrote it. Cytogram. They have to change the name. So that's kind of easy. Easy because it's over here. The first part is easy. So let me first export this one, for example. Clustering and neighbor. This is that. Okay, so this is the graph that I was asking. All right. Let me copy these. What I'm doing is that I'm just exporting as the image. So, and then we will come to the question that Jonas was asking, right? So how to do the histogram. And then what's that? All right. So this one, I go to the network, analyze network, direct it. Okay. And I have this. No, not this one. Oh yeah, this is the one. Number of neighbors, clustering coefficient, export. This is Turkey. And finally, let's do France. It's France or Germany. Did we? I forgot. Yeah, we made a mistake. So this was not France. This was Germany. This was France. This was not Germany. This was France. I will do Germany. Okay. Okay, yeah, exactly. All right, so these are finished. So, but let me show all of them to you. Okay, this was part one. And let me do over here the of course I have to write. out that I made a mistake. The Florence was not in the course. It's another French city. So let me write down. This is France. This is Germany. And this is Turkey. Okay, so I need to say something about these, but before doing that, this clustering coefficient had two components, right? One of them was clustering coefficient with the number of neighbors, and the other one was only the clustering coefficient distribution, the histogram for the clustering coefficient. All right. So doing that is a little bit tricky. So how to do that? All right. That's the next question. To do this, what I need to do is to pull that up. In the data panel, actually Cytoscape is doing all the calculations. When I press plugin, network analysis, analyze network, I choose directed, I say OK. It's doing all this calculation, okay? So what I need to do, even I say cancel, it will tell me that you're going to be losing the data. It doesn't lose the data. So it's over here actually. If I press this one, you will see that over here there is the clustering coefficient. If you select clustering coefficient here from this list is, you know, telling you which parameters that you want to display. When I select this, and if I select Hamburg, for example, I now have the clustering coefficient for Hamburg. If I choose Berlin, I have the clustering coefficient for Berlin. So, if I select all of them, and come here, all of them, I have all these numbers. And there was a way to export, let me see. Okay. Which one? Oh yeah.
Just try.
Entire table, okay. I go to my homework, and this was Germany. And this is going to be a text file. So if I do this now, I have the text file for Germany, right? Yes, exactly. So this is how I do it. So what I'm doing now is the clustering coefficient for Germany. I finished it. Let me do for what? France. And I do it step by step again. So this is France. What I want to do, I know that, okay, Florence is not in here, so it doesn't matter, I will keep it there. So what I'm going to be doing is, in order to, I already have the clustering coefficient versus the number of neighbors, right? So it's easy because it's on the list. I go there and analyze the network, and it is done. But for the histogram of the clustering coefficient, I need to have the list of all the clustering coefficients, so I can then convert it into a histogram within Excel. To do that, first of all, I need to analyze the network. When I analyze the network, it calculates all the clustering coefficients for all the nodes. And then I have to export them as a text file so that I can import them into Excel and do the histogram, right? So easy. In order to do this, I come here, plugins, network analysis, analyze network. This is a directed network. Say OK. All right, then I close this, yes. And from here, okay, all of them are selected. I don't want that. When I choose, when I click on this, unselect all attributes, select attributes, I choose only clustering coefficient. This is what I'm interested in. So if I press any one of them, it gives me the clustering coefficient for that. Okay? So, but I want all of the network. So what I do here is that I will zoom out. Zoom out again. A little more. And I select the whole network. So this is the whole network. All of them. I right click here, export entire table, and cluster coefficient France. I save it to my this is a text file. Okay, it is done. So the final one is Turkey. Where was it? I do the same thing. Analyze network. Okay. Okay, done. So I have these clustering coefficients for Germany, Turkey, and France. And I need to get them into my spreadsheet program. Many ways of doing text columns, space. Okay, here is it. I have to now convert this into a histogram. You remember that how we did it? I put it on the website. How to do this? I have the roads. Here, just a minute. This. I will just copy it over here. So we need to convert this information into a histogram. In order to do we made a small oh yeah, over here. So we made this in here, and so to make it simple, okay. So this is how it will look like. I have it here. Just need to check that if it is taking the whole. I'm looking at the blue rectangle, that it is completely getting the whole data into concentration. So about 10 intervals is okay for me. Oh, somebody said that this is wrong. Like, because there is one, but and the reason that it is wrong, that I need to have an equal sign here. Who said that? Yeah, you two said it, that this was wrong. Now it is correct. Because when I don't put the equal sign, I'm not getting this one into concentration over here within the histogram. So now it is correct. So there had to be one equal sign over here. So here it is. And I need to draw this, of course. I left it out during and to do this simply and quickly, I choose to do it like this. Okay. All right, and here is my histogram for here it is. So this is Germany. I need to be able to compare them, so I will again try to do it like this. If it will work, it didn't work, okay. So I need to find another way to make it work. Okay, so it didn't work for my other program, so I'm doing it with this here. So this is Germany, and I will do the others, and we'll compare them all. Okay, so that is the. Let me write this down. So what is this? This is the histogram for German clustering coefficient. Now, it is time for France. Let's do France. space. Huh. Funny. Okay. You see the difficulty? Difficulty is this. I don't care about the names too much, so I can do this. To quickly overcome this difficulty. So it turns out that we realize that in France, the names can be several letters. Now we did it. Okay. Now let's select all of them. And I will copy it here. Of course, I have to change this in order to have the whole thing. Okay. And this is now France. I copy this into here again. Finally, Turkey, and then we will talk about that. Okay, something funny with Turkey, of course. Now it is finished. It's final bits. Now we're ready to talk about that. So that's the important bits. Okay, so this is the picture that I got, and it needs some explanation, right? Okay, so what does it tell? So you, first of all, remember what clustering coefficient was. If my clustering coefficient is 1, then all of my neighbors are also neighbors with each other. Okay? So if my clustering coefficient is 0, none of my neighbors, my direct neighbors, are neighbors to each other. You remember that we gave the example, for example, a celebrity that has a very low clustering coefficient. Like everybody knows the celebrity, but they don't know each other because, you know, not everyone, like millions of people there are, and they know, I don't know who, Madonna, but they don't know each other. So that makes Madonna's clustering coefficient very, very low. If you're not famous and all of your friends and you are just living in a small village, all your friends are also friends to each other, right? Then your clustering coefficient is 1. But in this world, for example, we talked about that you are maybe you are more social, you are attending the clubs, you are, I don't know, you're a student, and you have a family, you're going to some dance lessons. So the people, for example, in the school, your friends at the school, they know each other. If you think only about your school, your clustering coefficient will be 1, very high, because in this classroom, everybody knows each other. So when you think about only within this classroom, everyone's clustering coefficient is 1. But when you think about, for example, your family, you have a family, an extended family, I would say. So everyone within your extended family knows each other. When you only think about your family, your clustering coefficient and everyone else's clustering coefficient within your family is 1 also. But if you think about them all together, your clustering coefficient reduces a lot because people in the classroom don't know about your family, and people in your family don't know anything about your friends in the classroom, right? So that is reducing your clustering coefficient. You remember that we told that, oh, maybe it is going to be 0.5. For example, I gave the example that you're going to a karate club and you're also taking dance lessons, and we have so we said I have this karate club, and this is me, and I have this dance club. So if I were only to take the dance club, my clustering coefficient is 1. If I only take this karate club, my clustering coefficient is 1. But if I take them together, and somebody suggested that now it is clustering coefficient is 0.5, no, it is not 0.5. Because we gave the example, for example, we said I'm sorry about that. The karate club is only 2 people, and it means 3 with me. And the dance club, here is the dance club. Here is the karate club. The dance lesson, the dancing club is these 2 guys and me. And karate club is these 2 guys and me again. So I'm going to both clubs. If I was only taking this tree, the karate club, the clustering coefficient is 1. The reason is that my neighbors are also neighbors to each other. So that is 1. And here, again, it is 1. But when I take all together, what is the number? Let's calculate that. Let's calculate that. I have to look at all of my neighbors. So I have 4 neighbors. But these 2 don't know each other. And these 2 don't know each other as well. Right? And these also don't know each other, like this and this, they don't know each other, and they don't know each other. Okay? So what does it make?
2 over 4, actually. 2 triangles and 4 nodes.
There was a formula, but I don't know what was the formula.
It was